I'm back, and this time it is the library book haul video. So, on Monday I told you I would be going through all of the books that I got from the library so you could see the kind of books that I tend to pick up. As you saw in that video, I know pretty quickly if I want a book or not. If I finish the back cover copy, then I probably will be taking that book home. I won't say that I have no self-control because I did put some books back. But I will say that my self-control is lacking, and that's how I ended up with a stack of books this tall. There's the bottom. I might be regretting this, but that's also why I made this its own video, because otherwise I just can't do this and tell you about all of them. So after I show you what book it is, it'll be back there, and you're gonna see that stack grow. Alright, ready? Gotta get these where I can actually. Whew, okay. So the first book I want to show you is this one, Dead Woman Walking by Sharon Bolton. Again, can't tell you anything really about it or if it's good, just that I got it. Plan on reading this soon. The next book is another one by Sharon Bolton. This one is called The Craftsman. I liked this one because in one of my books I have a character who likes to bury people alive, and that seems to be a major factor in this book. So that'll be fun to see how someone else deals with that topic. Alright, this one, Where It Hurts by Reid Farrell Coleman. I'm curious about where it's gonna go. Some sort of crime detective, retired policeman novel. I'm so helpful. This book is definitely an outlier in all of the books that you have seen so far, and will see in the rest of this video. It's the most recent of the books in the Mysterious Benedict Society series. I read these in middle school or high school? I don't know. I read them years ago, but I devoured the series and I loved it. And then last year when I saw that this book came out, I was like, I have to read it. And then I, couldn't read it because I was finishing college and it took me this long to actually get my hands on a copy. But I'm excited to binge this book. This one, I think it's a middle grade novel. It's either middle grade or YA. It's not YA. It's definitely middle grade. So it should be a really fast, really easy, just speed on through it read for me, but I sometimes just need those because why do I do things like read books if not for enjoyment, right? So this one, definitely an outlier, but I'm very excited. Alrighty, in that video as well, I told you that I had to return a copy of a book, and then I found another print copy of it on the shelf, so I got to walk out with the same book I went into. It's complicated, but I love libraries with multiple copies. This is that book. If you've been following me on my Instagram, you've been seeing pictures of this book. I am really thoroughly enjoying it. My life is busy, and I don't have as much time to just sit and read as I want to, so I get it for another potentially up to 9 weeks. This is fine. I love libraries. When I was looking for that book and happened to find that book, I also saw this book by the same author, and because I like his writing style, I picked this one up. Actually didn't look at what this one is about, but the title was cool, cover was cool, so I grabbed it. Yay, being a reader, right? This was a sign of good marketing. We will see if I actually enjoy this book. Alright, so now we are into the books that I got from the library for the specific purpose of reading them to figure out if they could work as comparable titles for my own books. I'm very, very excited to get into these. Runaway is the first one of those that I picked up just because I thought it might be good. But this one, Hold Me Like a Breath by Tiffany Schmidt, is about the daughter of a crime boss. So that's exciting. Again, follows, hopefully, a similar storyline or character development or character relationship to one of the books that I'm writing and some of the characters in my novels. So, hopefully this will work as a comparable title. Girls of Glass. Girls of Glass by Brianna Labuskis. Sorry, I totally just butchered your name. But Girls of Glass, I discovered this book over the summer and checked it out back when I was reading the book by the Try Guys. Again, if you follow me on my Instagram or Goodreads, links down below, you will know what books I'm reading because I take pictures of them because I'm a bookstagrammer. So, anyway, this book I got last summer, was planning on just sitting down and reading a bunch of books while I was dog sitting, ended up instead writing an entire novel when I wasn't planning to. I wasn't going to do Camp NaNoWriMo. I wasn't. And then I did. And then I wrote an entire novel in like 2 days. Not 2 days. Wow. But I wrote like 40,000 words really fast. And then I had to write another 20,000 words. And I've made videos about this before. Go check out the playlist up there for those videos in that time period. So, needless to say, I didn't get to read this book when I got it the first time, so I got it a second time so that I get to read it now. And again, I still think it'll work as a comparable title, so we're gonna see, I guess, how that goes. I should note, real quick, comparable titles. The best way for a book to be a comparable title is if it's been published in the last 5 years in your genre, targeted toward your target audience. Okay, so if you are putting together a book proposal for, let's say, a Christian fiction book where the protagonist gets sucked into another world and they become a king or queen and they have to save that world from an evil witch, right? You could maybe list C.S. Lewis and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe as a comparable title, but you better have really good reasoning, and every other book that you list, and you probably should list an extra book if you're going to do that, ought to be something published in the last 5 years that has been pretty successful, not like Harry Potter level successful. Comparing yourself to Harry Potter is very ambitious and makes us all a little bit nervous. Anyway, if you list a book like that is very, very successful, make sure that you list other books that are more recent, still successful, and still covering all of the topics that you would want to, and then maybe consider taking out that other comparable title from like 1900s that you don't need anymore, because any book that you are listing as a comparable title ought to have been published in the last 5 years. We are no longer in the 1900s. We are now in the 21st century, in the 2000s. So if your book wasn't published before or after, at the very latest, 2010, you're going to maybe run into some trouble. Unless it's exactly the perfect book, but the closest you can get to the current year, the better. Alright, moving on. The Summer of Ellen by Agnete Friis. Again, I'm sorry, I'm butchering names. Names are really hard. I can never tell how I'm supposed to pronounce it. But Summer of Ellen, again, possible comp title. I'm really, really excited that this might be a good comp title. I'm hopeful. Found family relationships, friendships, stuff like that. I think that's what this book covers. I might be wrong, though. Again, don't quote me on any of this. I haven't read the book yet. Next up, All the Lost Things. I am so excited. This one is actually the next up on my list after I finish Runaway. All the Lost Things by Michelle Sachs. It's a road trip novel, but it's like a road trip kidnapping novel. Yeah, that's what I can tell you about this. I'm very excited, very hopeful that this will be a good comparable title. Maybe, if I'm very lucky. I've been told from one of my followers on Instagram that this was a very good read when they read it, so I look forward to reading it, and I can't wait, and I'm excited. Anyway, All the Lost Things. And last but not least, we have Almost Missed You by Jessica Strasser. Probably butchered that name too. I don't feel like I should have, but might have. Anyway, Almost Missed You. This one is, again, a family drama, family suspense drama. That's what I can tell you. Hopefully, again, hopefully a comp title. It looks like it should be used as usable as a comparable title, but until I actually read it, I won't feel comfortable or confident listing it on my book proposal. So I have a lot of books to read. All right, as you can tell, I do have a lot of books to read, so I'm gonna go get on that. If you have read any of these books, please no spoilers, but tell me if they're good, if you liked them, and if I should actually look forward to reading them, or if it's like, no, don't, that's the worst book I've ever read. That would be very sad to leave in the YouTube comment, because, I don't know, I would hate to have other authors discover that people are saying it's the worst book they've ever read. As a writer, that would just hurt me. Anyway, I'm gonna go read some books. What book are you currently reading? Tell me down below. Have you read any of these? Tell me down below, and go follow me on Instagram and, yeah, Instagram and Goodreads to stay up to date on what books I'm reading, how I feel about the books, what I'm enjoying about them, what I'm not enjoying about them. And also, you get to see cute pictures of my cat, or at least, you know, my family cat, my sister's cat, the cat that I share a house with, my feline roommate. You get to see cute pictures of him. He's really fluffy. I'm pointing over toward my bed because he's about to curl up and take a nap. He makes me so happy. Romeo. Hi. You're so cute. You're gonna take a nap? Yeah, okay, I've been distracted by the library and by the cat, so, and by coffee. I'm drinking a caramel Americano. This is very yummy. I will see you next time. Bye!